Hi, welcome to our unit on infographics. I'm going to be outlining the major elements for the assignment, so let's get started. This assignment has three parts. Part 1 is the infographic, for which you will submit first and final drafts posted to the discussion board. Be sure to check out the prompt and the course calendar for the due dates on those. Part 2 is the transmittal memo, which you will submit with your infographic. We've created transmittal memos for all of the assignments in this course. Part 3 is your reflective memo, and that will also be submitted with your infographic. An infographic provides data at a glance through the use of images and brief descriptions in text. The infographic actually reverses the proportions in your proposal. Whereas the proposal is mostly text with a few images or illustrations, the infographic is entirely made up of images with only brief explanations or statistics shown in text. You can see here the text to illustration proportions in the proposal and in the infographic, and again in this chart. Here is an example of an infographic. If you look at the information in the top portion of the infographic, it's giving different statistics about nuclear waste. To the left, they've given some more statistics that help explain the problem. On the right, the proposed solution. And down below, how fixing the problem of nuclear waste in New Mexico will have the positive result of boosting the state economy. Now let's look at the process and criteria. Consider the rhetorical purpose for your proposal. Then select the material or data set from your proposal that you feel is key for your target audience to understand and support your plan. Keep the focus manageable. Then identify an organizational strategy, and for that you'll want to view a separate video that I've created explaining the different strategies that you can use and different types of infographics you can create. You can see that video hyperlinked at the bottom of your prompt and also in this PowerPoint. Overall, you'll also want to consider the conventions of the infographic genre, and I've created another video on the conventions of infographic, which you can also view hyperlinked at the bottom of your prompt and in this PowerPoint. Let's also talk about the methods of persuasion that you're going to use. What appeals will you use in your infographic? Logos, the appeal to reason or logic, presents data to persuade that your argument is credible or feasible. Pathos appeals to the emotions. With pathos, you try to persuade through images by evoking the appropriate emotion. There's also the appeal through ethos, which is based on the character or the credibility of the author, in which information is conveyed accurately and ethically by qualified individuals. You may use any one of those or any combination, but you do want to be thinking about your rhetorical purpose and the methods of persuasion that you're using in your infographic. How do you want to persuade the reader? Balance and design. The infographic should be well balanced. Follow the design principles which we've reviewed in class, such as BCRAP, balance, contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. And as an option, you might also think of hyperlinking to other sites within your infographic. Part 2 is the professional transmittal memo. You'll submit your infographic as a separate attachment along with your transmittal memo. Instructions for the transmittal memo are in another video that I've created for you, also hyperlinked in the bottom of your prompt and here in the PowerPoint. The transmittal memo format is explained in your prompt, but just to review, it's to be 2 to 3 pages, 500 to 750 words, Times New Roman 12-point font, single spaced, flush left heading as follows. Next, we have the reflective memo, in which you will define 3 of the student learning objectives. Do not include the department definitions, use your own. Demonstrate how you progress towards these 3 SLOs in this assignment. Be specific and give examples. Use quotes. Then describe at least 2 other academic or professional assignments the infographic unit has helped you prepare for. And give at least 1 specific example each of the following. What worked? What needed to be changed? What would you do differently next time? Your reflective memo format is the same as the previous reflective memos that we've done. 2 to 3 pages, 500 to 750 words, in Times New Roman, 12-point font, single spaced, with the flush left heading as follows. And finally, I've listed the student learning objectives here, which you also have in your prompt and on your syllabus.